This is just a sample of the training available at itdvds.com. To see complete training, please go to itdvds.com. Let's begin the sample. We have to update our Nano server just like our other servers. A Nano server uses a different servicing model than our other servers, which are long-term servicing branch. Nano is current branch for business. Now, Nano will have a lot less updates than Server Core, and especially Server with a GUI. But updates nonetheless, and we've got some options for how we update it. We can download the actual updates and install them. They're normally going to be cab files, and we install them pretty much just like we do the packages that add Windows features to Nano. And there's something called a servicing stack a lot of times, which we have to install before we install our update. Now, this is if we do it manually. We're normally only going to do it manually if we're going to update one of our images, our Nano images. In that case, we can download the updates, expand them out with the expand command here, and we'll end up with these .cab files. And we've got some options here. So if we want to integrate a cumulative update into a new image, we can use the new -nano server image commandlet and use the -servicing package, our servicing package path, and that's the path to the cab files. So that'll give us a new image that has the update in it. If we want to integrate it to an existing image, we just use the edit -nano server image commandlet, which we've seen before, but we're using the -servicing package path option. Now, if we're going to apply the cumulative update to an existing virtual disk that is a Nano server, we're going to do it again just like we did with our when we added a Windows features package to our image. We can use the mount-Windows image, add-Windows package, then dismount it, or we can use the DISM tool. And that's if the existing image is offline, so if we shut it down. Now, most likely, we're going to have live Nano images up and running, and we want to update those. We can copy the package to our Nano server and then run the add-Windows package -online commandlet. We may or may end up doing that, but most likely we're going to want to treat it like our other servers. We're going to want to use either Windows Update or Windows Server Update Services server, and here's an example how we can use DISM to add the package. But now let's look at actually using like our Windows Server Update client like we normally would. So we're going to enter a PS session, and then we're going to use these commands to scan for available updates. So let's do that. I'm going to enter a PS session into Nano. Let's do Nano 07. And I'm just going to copy and paste those commands in here. They're not super intuitive commands. It's probably something that we would get from TechNet and maybe put in a script or something like that to run, or just run them manually like I'm doing. And knowing that we use the invoke-cim method commandlet in order to go ahead and scan for Windows updates is important, and then the method name, scan for updates, and then the arguments here you can see is installed equals 0. It's a Boolean, so 0 is false, and then online scan is true. Okay, so the scan completed, and it's basically storing it in this result variable. So now let's take a look at the result variable and the updates property in it. So these are the updates I need here. And we can see the knowledge base article that goes with each one. So now to install the updates, we'll run these commands. So we'll go ahead and do that. And you see this time the method is apply applicable updates. Okay, and the updates took a little while to install, but they're installed. 0 actually means it was successful. So now we can go ahead and restart the computer. And after it restarts, if we want to get a list of the installed updates, here's the commands we can run. I'll just enter a PS session to get back into Nano 07. Yeah, let me type it in correctly. Okay, and we'll run those commands here. You can see it's going to do an online scan for updates and see which ones we have installed. So that's, and we'll take a look at that in a second while it's running. But there are some other options. So that's just basically like running Windows Update manually in a larger environment, which most likely we will be in if we're using Nano Server. We can use WSUS in order to manage our Nano servers. We can also use Virtual Machine Manager 2016, or we can use a scheduled task to basically manually run the commands we just ran. And here's a list of the updates that have been installed.